Hello and welcome to step 12. We open our file. So in this step I'm going to teach you about legends and how to print and export the project. But before I do that, I just want to give you a quick recap of what we've done. So if we go to our sheets in our project browser and double click on the plan. So you remember what we did? We did some annotations, we did some detailing. I showed you how we could import NBS specs. And if we go to our floor plans in our project browser, we showed you how to set up particular drawings, do some plan regions. And then if we go over to project browser again and double click on the view site, we showed you how to add a north arrow and to place it on the sheet. Then if we go back over to our phases in the project browser, we showed you how to show what is demolished, what's proposed, and we showed you how to add sweeps and reveals to the exterior walls, as well as we created different geometry for the roof. And on our elevations and sections, we showed you how to join geometry, etc., and show how we can actually bend the roof while keeping the geometry and the structure completely plumb and straight. Okay, from here I'd like you to select the 3D tab, and right at the very top in our quick options bar you'll see a little white piece of paper and a little red cross. I'd like you to press this button and you will notice that all other windows have now been closed. Okay, from here go over to your project browser and open up the Legends section and double click on Wall Legend. Now, Wall Legends, or legend in general, is pretty much a key that you can place on all sheets within your project. Now, as you can see on your screen and mine, we currently have 3 different wall types and some generic annotation which was manually written. If we select this CR20 and copy it up with a copy tool and place it around about here, and then press escape, and if we go to our annotate tab, and if we go to our material tag which we've previously used, you'll notice that whatever we hover on, it will give us the annotation. So we can click here and then here, etc, etc. Now, using the same wall and copying it up one more time, and if I select it, you'll notice in the option bar that we have 3 different fields. We have the family, we have the floor plan, and the host length. If we change the family to a classic window, so if you just scroll down and choose classic window number 1, you will notice that the plan view has come in. We can change it to elevation front or elevation back. Now, just like before, when you're under the annotate tab, you can obviously use the general text button and obviously write, classic window, etc. Now, there's one thing to note about legends, is that they talk to every single family that you have in the project, but not necessarily in the model. So for example, if I was to just copy this up by 1 and pull the list down, everything that you see here may be loaded into the project but not actually in the geometry or the actual building you are producing. So here you can see the tree, but if we go to our 3D, there are no trees currently in this project. To highlight this in more detail, if we press VG, Visibility Graphics, and then select any one of these and press P, it should jump down to the P section, and you'll notice that planting is on and even the subcategory hidden lines is on, but there's nothing currently in our project that is showing that there's planting or trees. Even if we go to the light bulb at the bottom, you will see that there's no trees that are hidden. So it's important to note that everything that you can put into the legends may be loaded into the file, but definitely might not be in the actual construction project. I'd like you to delete that tree. Now, one thing that is important to note about legends is that you can't really take dimensions from anything from the wall. So if I zoom into this particular wall here and go to the Annotate tab and the Align tool, you'll notice I can't actually take any dimensions from anything. I've gone into some architectural practices in the past and they have used this as a wall legend and wall build-up details, which is absolutely wrong. You should never do that. This should only really be for legends and key plans, etc. So sometimes people actually create a family legend that is semi-identical to what the building may look like and place it in here so they can place it on every single sheet. Okay, from here I would like you to click on your elevation and section plan, and if we go to the legends and just click it once on the project browser, we can drag it straight in to over here and then release, and we can actually turn the title with line off to no title, and you will see here that our legend is placed. And once selected, you can see that we can change the view scale from 1 to 50, 1 to 200, etc, etc, 1 to 10. So everything can be changed. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to teach you is how to file and export. So if we go up to the ribbon and go to the File tab, and if you scroll down and hover to export, you can see that we can export CAD formats, DWGs, DXFs, DGNs, and DWFs, DWFXs, and also the native BIM open source file, which is IFC. So if one of your other design team members are using Vectorworks or ArchiCAD or MicroStation, etc., you and they will export to IFC so you can combine your models together. Sometimes the contractors ask for IFC files, and if you scroll down a little bit you can see that we export images and walkthroughs and reports, and we have additional options as well. If we hover over the print section and if we press print, our new window will open, and depending on what printers you have in your office or at home, etc., you would obviously select it here, and you have additional properties of the paper scales, etc, etc, and advanced options. Here you have the file, so you can combine multiple selected views and sheets in one single file. So at the moment I've got a cute PDF writer, so that'll be one single PDF with loads of sheets in it. Or you can actually create separate files with separate view names, etc. And you can choose, at the moment it says current window, but if I do selected views and sheets and then press the select button, we can print any particular view or any particular sheet. So at the bottom you'll see sheets and views. So if I deselect views, it will only show the sheets which are in our project browser. So we can select all or select individual ones. Obviously you can see here visible portions or current windows. And to the bottom right you see here settings in session and a little button says setup. If you select that, another window will open, and you can go with the current name that's in session, or you can make it default. You can change the paper scale, portrait, landscape. You can also center the information on the placement of the paper or the sheet, or you can offset some margins or the printer limits, etc. You can zoom to fit, change the scale. You can do your rasterization as high, low, medium presentation. You can affect all the colors, so if you just want to be a black and white drawing or grayscale, etc. And you can also hide things in the view, so that can be particular crop regions, masking regions. Okay, from here press cancel and cancel again, and I'd like you to close sections, wall legends and the 3D, and do not save.